In a gunfight, you have a chance. You can duck, you can hide, you can shoot back. But as the ladder of warfare climbs, your agency as a human being begins to vanish. Eventually, you reach a level of weaponry where survival isn't a matter of bravery, it's a matter of physics. From the sharp sting of a 5.56 round to the terrifying moment your shadow is burned into a concrete wall by a nuclear flash, we are stepping through the levels of lethality. In this video, we're breaking down the sensory experience of every major weapon class. You'll learn why artillery is called the king of battle for its psychological toll, the horrific chemistry of white phosphorus that burns even underwater, and the exact millisecond by millisecond breakdown of what happens to a human body at the epicenter of an atomic blast. Stay until the end because we're going to reveal the one weapon on this list that was deemed so unhuman, it was banned by almost every nation on Earth. Level 0.5. The Landmine. Before a single shot is fired, the ground itself becomes a predator. Imagine walking through tall grass, hearing nothing but your own breath. Then, a metallic click. In that split second, your world shrinks to a 4-inch circle beneath your boot. If it's a bouncing Betty, the charge leaps 3 feet into the air before detonating at waist height. It doesn't just kill, it is designed to maim, to create a burden for your squad and to turn the simple act of walking into a psychological nightmare. Level 1. Small Arms. If you're hit by a standard rifle round, you don't feel pain immediately. You feel a massive blunt force punch. It feels like being hit by a sledgehammer made of ice. The bullet creates a temporary cavity, a shockwave that stretches your tissue like a balloon before it snaps back, destroying blood vessels and nerves instantly. If it misses your vitals, you're in the lottery. You have a chance. You have a voice. You can call for a medic. But before the heavy steel falls, there is level 1.5, the invisible threat. This is the sniper. Unlike a gunfight where you hear the chaos, a sniper attack starts with silence. You don't hear the shot that hits you because the bullet travels faster than sound. 1 second you're talking to a friend, the next they are on the ground. The psychological toll is higher than the physical one. It turns every window, every bush, and every shadow into a potential death sentence. It's the first level where you realize that the battlefield isn't a place. It's an entity that is constantly watching you. Level 2. Artillery. This isn't about accuracy, it's about math. When a 155-meter shell lands near you, the air itself becomes a weapon. The overpressure wave hits your lungs so hard it can cause them to hemorrhage without a single piece of shrapnel touching you. It sounds like the sky is tearing in half. Survivors describe it as soul-crushing. You aren't fighting a man, you're fighting the earth itself as it explodes around you. It's the first level where your skill as a soldier becomes irrelevant. It's just luck. Level 2.5, the eye in the sky. In modern warfare, the most terrifying sound isn't an explosion, it's a faint, persistent buzzing. Like a mosquito you can't swat. A kamikaze drone doesn't just fire at you, it hunts you. It can sit above your trench for hours, waiting for you to move, for you to breathe, or for you to lose focus. When it finally strikes, it's a surgical precision hit. There is a unique horror in knowing that someone 3,000 miles away is watching you on a high-definition screen deciding whether or not you get to see tomorrow. Now we enter the cruel tier. Level 3. Chemical warfare. Mustard gas doesn't kill you instantly, it's a blistering agent. It feels like your skin and lungs are being turned into one giant weeping sore. But then there is level 3.2, nerve agents, sarin or VX. This is invisible, odorless death. Within seconds, your pupils shrink to pinpoints. Your muscles go into uncontrollable spasms because the gas has hijacked your nervous system, telling every muscle to contract at once. You suffocate because your diaphragm simply stops moving. You are trapped inside a body that has forgotten how to breathe. But if the gas doesn't get you, the fire will. Level 3.5, napalm. Napalm is thickened gasoline. If you try to wipe it off, it just spreads. It's designed to stick to skin and burn at 2,000 degrees. It sucks the oxygen out of the air, meaning even if the fire doesn't touch you, you suffocate in the heat. It is a weapon of pure agony. Level 4 is Willy Pete, white phosphorus. This is a chemical weapon disguised as a smokescreen. When it touches your skin, it doesn't stop. It reacts with oxygen and keeps burning until it hits the bone. Because it's a chemical reaction, water won't put it out. In fact, if you submerge your arm in water, the fire will simply reignite the second you pull it out. It will keep burning inside your body until it consumes all the local oxygen. It is widely considered one of the most horrific ways to die on a battlefield. But before we reach the mother of all bombs, we have to talk about level 4.5, the thermobaric room clear. Imagine you're in a reinforced concrete bunker. You feel safe. The walls are 2 feet thick. Then, a small canister is tossed inside. It doesn't explode with shrapnel. Instead, it releases a fine mist of fuel that fills every cubic inch of the room. Under the table, behind the pillar, and into your lungs. When the igniter clicks, the entire room becomes a furnace. The blast doesn't just hit you, it consumes the oxygen inside your body. Your lungs collapse instantly as the pressure outside becomes thousands of times stronger than the air inside your chest. It is a 360-degree execution. Level 5. The Moab, mother of all bombs. This is a thermobaric weapon on a massive scale. It doesn't just explode, it ignites the air itself. It disperses a massive cloud of fuel and then lights it, creating a vacuum. If you're in a tunnel or a bunker, the Moab sucks the air right out of your lungs from miles away. The pressure change is so violent it collapses internal organs and eardrums instantly. For a few seconds, the atmosphere itself is your executioner. There is no cover, there is only the void. But even the Moab has a successor. Level 5.5 Kinetic Bombardment, the Rods from God. Imagine a telephone pole-sized rod of tungsten, dropped from a satellite in low Earth orbit. It has no explosives, it doesn't need them. By the time it hits the atmosphere, it's traveling at Mach 10. You don't see it, and you don't hear it. The impact has the force of a small nuclear weapon, but with zero radiation. It is the ultimate delete button, moving so fast that point defense systems cannot even track it. 1 second a mountain base exists, the next, there's only a crater. Level 6. The End. At the epicenter of a nuclear blast, you don't feel pain. Pain is a signal sent by nerves to the brain, and that takes milliseconds. The thermal radiation from a 1 megaton blast moves at the speed of light. You are vaporized before your brain can register the light. You transition from a biological entity to a gas in a fraction of a heartbeat. You don't die, you simply cease to be. If you are further out, you experience the 3rd-degree burn radius, where the heat is so intense it literally fries the nerve endings instantly. It is the ultimate expression of human destruction. We spent 10,000 years perfecting the art of the small arms duel, only to spend the last century figuring out how to make a man disappear without a trace. The history of warfare is the history of removing the human from the target. Every weapon on this list changed the world, but some were so dark they changed the laws of war forever. If you want to see the specific weapon the US keeps in the doomsday category that isn't a nuke, watch our breakdown of the God Rod's space-based kinetic weapons right here.